Manchester United currently sit first in the Premier League off the back of consecutive 40 wins. Jose Mourinho's attack has obviously been lethal, with the most assists 7 and goals 8 in the league this season. The defence, meanwhile, has been equally stout, allowing just one shot on target, which obviously did not find the back of the net, hence the league's 2 clean sheets. This level of performance has clearly had a positive impact in the fantasy game, with an impressive total of 5 United stars in the top 10 of points scored in the goal game. Below, we break down each of those 5 players and discuss the performances thus far and the value going forward. Paul Pogba, midfielder, £7.4 million, owned in 28.48% of teams. The addition of Nemanja Matic has seemingly unlocked the full potential of Paul Pogba. His goal and 2 assist performance against Swansea was an impressive one, and he sits second at the club in each of those categories. While some of the Frenchman's teammates are facing potential rotation issues, Pogba should get the majority of starts, considering he featured at the beginning of 49 matches in all competitions last season. Eric Bailly, defender, £6.6 million, owned in 15.37% of teams. Bailey is one of the most talented defenders in the Premier League, and his fantasy value is finally catching up. His goal last week was the first since his move to Manchester United, but considering his athleticism, it's unlikely to be his last. At the back, Manchester United look unbeatable at the moment, and, as many predicted in the off-season, will probably have the most clean sheets come the end of the season. His £6.6 million price tag is a little higher than you'd like, but he is a prototypical set-and-forget kind of player. Romelu Lukaku, forward, £8.2 million, owned in 52% of teams. As we mentioned in the price season, Lukaku's high ownership made him a contentious player. If you didn't own him, you risk starting the season at a disadvantage to almost half of all owners. If you did own Lukaku, it would be hard to make up ground on half of all owners who also did. Well, turns out the people who held off have done themselves a massive disservice, as the big Belgian currently has the 4th most points, 19 in the goal game. Manchester United are currently 3rd in chances created, so Lukaku should keep getting opportunities to bulge the net. Henrikh, Mkhitaryan, midfielder, £7.1 million, owned in 18.03% of teams. The Armenian midfielder has already quadrupled his Premier League assists in just the first 2 matches of this season. He did lead the Bundesliga in that category his last year at Borussia Dortmund, and could well repeat the feat in England given the minutes. The biggest downside for Mkhitaryan in the goal game is the fact that assists only count for 3 points. So, if he earned 20 assists on the season, and Pogba had 10 goals, they would get the same amount of points, 60. He could become a rotation risk, but you won't have to worry about that until match week 5. Anthony Martial, midfielder, £7.2 million, owned in 2.4% of teams. Martial is the most surprising entrant to the goal top 10, mostly because HES only played 25 minutes this season. Much like Son Heung-min last season, he is good enough off the bench to at least consider as a fantasy option. He also offers insane differential to his Manchester United counterparts, as HES owned in just 2.4% of leagues. The Frenchman is obviously a tough own for more conservative owners, but if you're feeling lucky, you may well hit on a Martial gamble.